guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review, an edited Marvel Legends action figure review on the Target exclusive GamerVerse Marvel vs. Capcom Psylocke vs. Thanos 2-pack. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to have this in hand. This Psylocke looks amazing. Gotta give a big thanks to my friend Charlie, and good luck on the recovery, bro. Hope everything's going smoothly. Sounds like it is. Anyway, this set is looking awesome. I cannot wait to open this Psylocke. She looks amazing. Thanos looks cool too, but yeah. Anyway, packaging art looks great. I love the text right over there, all pixelated for your Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And they got it in pose right over there, as well as Thanos on the side right over here. And then you can see both characters and a little read-up up on the top right there. And then we got a spot varnished GamerVerse logo over here, and not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And I was able to snag a second set via Toy Snowman. So if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends and your exclusives, we can do so at the Toy Snowman, where you can find all kinds of awesome figures over there. They have a wide selection of Marvel Legends, Transformers, G.I. Joe classified figures, and they have an awesome rewards points program. So check them out. The Toy Snowman link is in the description below. And here are the figures out of the packaging, and oh my goodness, I am loving this Psylocke figure. Spoiler alert, it's an awesome figure that comes with a lot of accessories. Does feel like a Maximum Series Psylocke figure, which is kind of funny and not funny at the same time, really. But the Thanos, it's pretty cool. Not the figure I was really, looking forward to with this 2-pack, just right from the jump. I gotta say, the previous deluxe version with the gold, I like that one more. But anyway, let's get a closer look at these figures. We'll start with Thanos, and then we'll take a closer look at Psylocke. So this head sculpt does look good. Again, I wasn't that stoked for this Thanos figure, but I do like this head sculpt. I like the pink for the gums right over there. The teeth look really nice. Love those eyes. I do wish this plastic piece connected right over there to the front a little bit cleaner. You can see a little bit of gappage, but I still really do like it. And comparing it to the deluxe Thanos right over there, you can see we don't get the gum paint, but we do get that with this newer version right over here. And there's a few new things on this. Of course, the buck is the same thing as the previous Thanos figure, but they did add this whole piece right over here, so that's all new. And we do get subtle paint detail on the figure right over here. I wish that stood out more. I love how this one has a blatant gradient fade to the blue. This one, you're not getting that. It's just ever so subtle, purple or dark blue right over here. You can't really see it much on the arms at all. These forearm pieces are new. The hands are reused, and we do have the snapping hand right over here. I couldn't find the snapping hand for my gold version, but you could see the gems are all placed in the same spot as this figure right there. The skirt piece is different, so while they do look similar, we did not get cuts in the side, and we do get cuts on the sides right over here, so that's cool. That definitely helps. Then the boots right over here are different as well, so different sculpt for those boots. Doesn't look bad, solid orange. Well, it's got a little bit of a glossiness to it. It does reflect light a lot, but yeah, it's just not popping as much as this figure does. This one just looks a whole lot cooler to me, but if this was your only Thanos, it's not a bad thing. Oh yeah, and his only accessory is this regular fist hand for the left side. Interchangeable heads would have been cool. So I really love these Psylocke accessories. We get the 2 head sculpts. We get pretty much everything you need for Psylocke except for katanas, or a side-blade katana would have been really nice to have included with it, but I get why, you don't really see her wielding that so much in the game. You see these instead. But anyway, you get 5 sets of hands. I'm not the biggest fan of uneven hands. I would have liked to have had an even set of fist hands and 2 weapon-holding hands and 2 open hands. They look okay. Sometimes there's some gappage in the paint. This one looks alright, a little fuzzy on some of the lines, but you can see we have the 1 fist hand right over here, and I'm glad that she did have an open hand for holding a katana, even though she doesn't come with one, so that's cool. You could easily go ahead and have her grip that right over there, and you also get this accessory, her side blade, which I love that they have this gradient pink right over here. That looks so badass. So you could port that onto either the fist hand or this hand right over here and get that going. And you have a horizontal hinge on this hand. The other two hands I just showed off had a vertical hinge, and then you get horizontal hinges right over here for these little Phantom X pleasure pose hands. I will say that the flesh tone is not really showing up or holding through as much as I'd like it to. I don't know if you could see the blue creeping through some of those fingers over there. So yeah, I wish they would have painted blue over the flesh tone, but yeah, that's how they work, or that's how they came out anyway. And then for these effects right here, man, I have a hard time figuring out how to really use these. I mean, they look awesome, but as far as porting them onto these two fingers, that's not enough. I guess you can go like that. There you go. But at the same time, they fall off easily. If you could find a little spot to stick them through like that, that works pretty well too. So if you have a better recommendation, let me know in the comment section. You could put them right over there. That can work. So that's not so bad. Then looking at some of the sculpted detail and paint on this, I think they just came out really, really good. Again, I love that gradient pink to purplish pink, I guess. And these are not exactly the same, so I like that. They are uniquely sculpted and they look really good. But it's just tricky figuring out how to get her, having these ported into her with her fingers right here. It's not that tricky. There you go. That's easy. So it's just throwing me off with this little wrist clamp right over here. It's like initially you think, oh, okay, I can just port it onto the wrist, but then there's nowhere for the hand to go. Or maybe you're supposed to do it with no hand attached. Is that the point of it? Or are you supposed to put these on here with no hand on there? I don't think so. I don't know. That kind of looks all right. But yeah, when you look at it like that, that's weird. No hand. Oh, and I'm just really noticing right now how you could see the shape of the side blade in there. That's cool. So you have the side blade shape with the whooshing effect and everything. Oh, that's sick. So demonstrating again, you could have those fingers in right over there. So, just find a hole and just put the fingers in. Now, before really talking about the head sculpts, I did want to talk about this whole butterfly sigh effect right over here, which does look great with the paint over it. Oh my god. I love how the paint came out on these effects over here. But getting this ported on, it's tricky to do for me, man. I'm having a hard time with it. I feel like this is the only head it really fits on because it has that little port on the side and it has one stem over here and then these two little smaller stems sticking out right there. And I just always kind of have a hard... Yeah, see? It's just tricky for me to get this plugged in. And if you have recommendations, let me know. But yeah, find myself able to do it if I use the hair as something to clip onto. There it goes. Damn. Yeah, that's tricky. See, and it still falls off. So if you have recommendations, let me know in the comment section below. But damn it, this thing still looks awesome. So yeah, so far I think that's really my biggest gripe with the figure. And damn, I love both of the head sculpts right over here. These are the best Psylocke heads I think that we've ever gotten. For some comparisons, was this from the Juggernaut wave? And I had to get both Psylockes to get the right hair with the right suit. And swapping the heads is possible. I did take pictures of that. And then we have the training suit head sculpt right here, which looks awesome still. These other heads kind of sit high on this neck right over here. So it's not a 100%, perfect fit as far as anatomy goes, but you can get it on the ball peg. I still really like this head sculpt a lot though. But I do prefer both of the heads that came with this one. And then we have one of the Mandarin Psylocke heads. And I really like how these look like it's the same person, I think they did a really good job with making this a lot more consistent. I really like it a lot, man. Damn, these heads look so freaking sick. I really love the paint on it. The expression looks great. I love the purple hair mixed in and out of it. Not right over here. I hate how it cuts off. Kind of like a sharp halt. So I like it when it blends in a little bit more so. But still, I really do like the sculpt of it, and I like that it's purple with black mixed in there. And then swapping is fairly easy to do. And then here's her more relaxed head sculpt, which also looks really good. I feel like she does look what I would think she would look like as a Japanese person in figure form. And yeah, it just looks great to me. I love the eyes, the eyebrows, the lipstick. It looks awesome. The hair looks awesome on this one too. Really liking that. Again, it cuts off at the very bottom, all sharp-like, but Still, really dig the hair sculpt, and damn it, this body mold is great. I think everything on this is new. I don't know, I could be mistaken, but I really think it's all new stuff over here. The arms have sculpted on bands. I love that. We have the pinless double jointed elbows. Do wish I could straighten out the elbows all the way. It's not happening right over there, so that can be frustrating. A little weird marbling in the plastic right over there, but minor gripe. And yeah, the chest area looks really good. Nice wrinkles right here on the side. I love how the belt is sculpted on there. That works for me. I like how the back of the figure looks, and we get some nice nalgas on this one. She does look really nice. I like the seams right over here. Don't like the mold seams on the side where you can see the blue popping out. So that's a little bit of a bummer. You'll see some minor color variation between the PVC and the ABS plastics that they have over here. Some of it has that flesh tone painted on, as you can tell. And then this is actually made with the flesh tone. You do get some severe gappage with the butterfly joints. I do prefer having the functionality, but that gappage I know could be annoying for some people. And then the legs look amazing. And damn, dude, I really love the sculpt of these legs. The thickness of the legs is just perfect. I just really like them a lot. Nice meaty calves over here too. So it just looks great, man. And the proportions and everything, I think, work really well. Really dig it a lot. Now, I will mention that you can see a difference in color right here with the blue a little bit. But, man, it doesn't bother me that much. Now, to very briefly go over the articulation on Thanos, I'm not going to do everything. I'm just going to talk about the hips, because that's the newest part right there. You could move the legs outward that far compared to the older version. Well, I guess you can move them outward just as far. Maybe not as far. But anyway, you see what I'm trying to do over... Oh, just teabagged Psylocke over there. But you can see, yeah, you're getting more range of movement with the newer figure right there for sure. Again, no cut at the boot. No, on either version. That's very frustrating. We get the elbow rotation, no cut right over here, which is fine. And then the head is still on the ball joint. So same articulation. Now, with Psylocke over here, everything's new. This head's not going to move up. So you're going to only get it tilting that much. Of course, you're going to get more range of movement with this head right here because her hair is thrown back. So you can tilt, God, barely at all. If it's angled right, she could look up a little bit, but not really, man. So I wish she had a hinge. I do prefer the hinge joint over there. You can move downward and turn side to side a bit, pivots a bit. Nice butterfly joints. Again, we talked about the gappage though. And then you can see it moves up at the shoulder at 90 degrees downward, rotates a full 360. You get the bicep swivel in there, the pinless double jointed elbows. And then these wrists turn side to side, have the horizontal rotation. You have the diaphragm cut here, pivots, moves forward just a tad, but back more so, which is frustrating, but you get that lower ab crunch. Getting dyslexic with my words over here, but you can see with both joints, she does bend forward that much and back more so that much. Hips move outward very far, and she'll kick up at least 90 degrees. If you rotate them around, she'll get a little bit more range of movement there, back the slightest bit. Nice hidden thigh cut right there. Then you get the double jointed knees, which due to those meaty calves can only bend in that far. Wish she had a cut right here at the calf. I would have appreciated that. Ankles move down. They do move up, and she has beautiful ankle pivot. There's a detail I forgot to mention earlier. In the very middle of Thanos' chest and abs, there's like a weird stroke of paint right there. Found that very odd. Meant to mention it earlier. Didn't mean to skim past it. But anyway, measuring them out, you can see Thanos right there to the very tippy top of those horns is at about 7 3/4 inches tall. And Psylocke over here is standing right at about 6 inches. For a quick Thanos comparison, you can see, I think this is the Walmart exclusive Thanos, right? I don't have the Build-A-Figure anymore, but yeah, they had the same body parts. And then we have our deluxe Thanos, which is my favorite Marvel Legends Thanos. I'm going to do a quick head swap over here just because I know you guys want to see it. And you know what? This one's looking a little cooler with this head sculpt on there more than I thought. I don't know. I'm kind of liking that. What do you guys think? I'm probably going to put this back on there, but still not too bad. Of course, this head's too small. And for a Hasbro Marvel Legends Psylocke comparison, you can see our Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Psylocke. We have our X-Men Training Suit Psylocke right there, and our Mandarin Psylocke right over there. And yeah, let's do a little head swap right over here. Oh, it doesn't port on perfectly right there, but it could sit on there. Kinda, you know, it's going to fall off real easy, but if If you want to put some sticky tack in there, you can make that work. Looks a little bit weird though. And this head does not want to port on this body. The whole peg just doesn't match. And then to compare this, compare our new greatest Hasbro Psylocke figure next to some other great Psylocke figures. I think these are the other two Psylockes that most fans are going to consider the best Psylockes you can get. We have the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Psylocke and the Mafex Psylocke, which I have two of because I love this figure so much. I love this figure so much, I only have the one, but damn it, man. Which is your favorite of these three? If you're going to ask me, I guess I am asking me, I'm going to still go with the Mafex one, but damn it, I still love both of these two very, very much. Which one is your favorite? And just out of curiosity, I wanted to see if I could fit one of these katanas right here into the hand of the Marvel Legends figure. And it fits. Yay. All right. And it scales nicely too. All right. That's pretty cool. Psylocke party. Yeah.
Do you have a cup of tea? Do you have a cup of tea? Do you have a cup of tea? Do you have a cup of tea?
And here's Psylocke and Thanos next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. We've seen Psylocke in a whole bunch of costumes, but you know the costume we want to see her in, right, Thanos? Huh? Do it, man, do it! Woo! Savage Land Psylocke, all right! Oh no, what the hell is this? Oh, what's with all the arms? Oh man! Ah! So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to participate in the channel perks, we have a new big time post over there. You can hit that join button. And I am very happy that I have this 2-pack set. I am mostly happy for the Psylocke figure, as you guys are able to tell, as most people are excited for the Psylocke figure. Like, I'm not seeing too many people out there eagerly picking up this 2-pack set for the Thanos. Like, mostly all getting it for that Psylocke. And it is an awesome Psylocke figure. I don't think there's a whole ton of room where things could have been a whole lot better, aside from maybe having an extra head sculpt with the ponytail, which, by the way, that's how she mostly looked in the game. Didn't mention that detail earlier. And having a hinge in the neck instead of just the dumbbell joint. I would have preferred that, of course. Little gripes with paint applications and seam lines and things like that, but nothing taking away from the fun factor for me on that Psylocke. The Thanos, he's fine. It's an okay Thanos figure. Not bad. If it's your only Thanos, hey, you got a decent Thanos. I think it's the second best Thanos that you can get. So, you know, I got to rate these differently because, in all honesty, they're at two totally different levels over here with the figures. Now, I think this 2-pack set was around 60 to 70 bucks. So you're looking, what? Oh, God. I feel like the Thanos being priced, it's kind of a lot, man. I think it was retailing for 60, so like what, the Thanos at 40 and the Psylocke at 20, that sounds about right, or 25 for Psylocke, 45 for Thanos. So looking at those price points like that, I'm going to give the Thanos a SUD rating of...
It's not too bad.
But the Psylocke is getting a SUD rating of...
Two, please.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, and I don't think my mathed properly earlier, but you get what I was trying to do, you know, 60 to 70 bucks. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. I certainly do appreciate it. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.